A single statement from the White House has sent shockwaves through the American automotive industry. On August 26, 2025, President Trump's administration floated a 200% tariff on critical electric vehicle components, specifically rare earth permanent magnets. For automakers like Tesla, GM, and Ford, this isn't just politics, it's an existential threat to their electric future. The very production lines meant to symbolize America's shift to sustainable transport are now shrouded in uncertainty. The industry's immediate reaction alarm. Organizations warn that such tariffs would devastate vehicle availability and pricing overnight. The dream of an American-led EV revolution is now at risk of being short-circuited by a single trade policy. At the heart of this crisis is a component most drivers never see: the permanent magnet. These highly engineered neodymium iron boron magnets are the core of modern EV motors, delivering the efficiency and power that define electric vehicles. Their superior performance means longer range, faster acceleration, and lighter vehicles, key reasons for EVs' growing popularity. Automakers have standardized on this technology, streamlining design and manufacturing. But this has created a critical dependence on a complex, geopolitically sensitive supply chain. The threat of a 200% tariff isn't just a tax, it's a direct hit to the technology that makes EVs competitive. Years of engineering progress and investment now hang in the balance. Standardizing on permanent magnet motors made sense for performance, but it created a dangerous vulnerability. The supply chain for these magnets is highly concentrated, controlled by a handful of international sources. A single disruption, like a massive tariff, becomes a systemic risk for the entire industry. Just-in-time manufacturing, while efficient, leaves no buffer for sudden supply shocks. If the flow of magnets stops or becomes unaffordable, production lines could halt within days. The domino effect would impact thousands of suppliers, workers, and dealerships. By converging on one technology without securing a robust domestic supply, automakers have handed a powerful weapon to trade negotiators. The entire sector's future now hinges on a single, fragile link. The American auto industry faces a bottleneck that could threaten its collective future. The immediate impact of a 200% tariff is higher part costs, but the real damage is far greater. Factory downtime, logistical chaos, and broken consumer trust quickly multiply the financial pain. Every minute of unplanned stoppage costs thousands. A prolonged shutdown can mean billions lost. Automakers face storage costs, rescheduled shipments, and penalties for broken contracts. Consumers see delivery delays, price spikes, and eroded trust. Used EV prices could soar as new supply dries up. Tariffs could add thousands to sticker prices, putting EVs out of reach for many families. The chaos cost, downtime, reputational damage, and market instability dwarfs the price of the magnet itself. The industry faces a sustained tax on efficiency and predictability. Why not just switch to a different motor? It's not that simple. Changing the motor is like performing a heart transplant on the entire vehicle. It requires a complete redesign of the chassis, cooling, and software systems. Safety and durability tests must be redone, an expensive, years-long process. Factories, supply chains, and certifications are all built around the current design. In the short term, automakers have no viable alternative but to secure permanent magnets, even at higher costs. The idea of a quick pivot to magnet-free motors is a dangerous illusion. The complexity of automotive engineering makes such a switch anything but easy. Tesla, GM, and Ford aren't the only ones desperate for these magnets. The same rare earth magnets are vital for wind turbines, industrial automation, and national defense. Wind energy projects and the Pentagon often get priority access, squeezing automakers further. In a crisis, defense and energy needs will trump automotive demand. Industrial automation and medical devices add to the competition. Even if automakers pay more, magnets may simply not be available, leaving billion-dollar EV factories idle. A single supply disruption sparks a scramble across multiple industries, forcing tough choices about who gets what. With production at risk, automakers and policymakers need immediate, practical solutions. The focus keeps magnets flowing to prevent catastrophic shutdowns. Temporary tariff exemptions for automakers could buy time while longer-term strategies develop. Managed import quotas would provide predictability and avoid sudden price shocks. Fast-tracking customs and verifying origin for trusted suppliers can stabilize part of the supply chain. The goal is pragmatic damage control, preserving production capacity while building a more resilient future. Dialogue between government and industry is essential to avoid sacrificing tens of thousands of jobs. Targeted exemptions and streamlined procedures can give the industry breathing room to adapt. Short-term fixes are vital, but the crisis demands a long-term overhaul of the supply chain. Onshoring magnet production is underway, but current capacity is far from meeting demand. Developing a robust recycling industry for rare earth magnets is crucial. Recovered materials can buffer against supply shocks. Over time, recycling can become a major source of raw material, reducing reliance on new mining. Future vehicle platforms must diversify motor technologies, mixing high-performance permanent magnet motors with alternatives for less critical models. The goal: non-fragile dependence. A diversified, stable supply chain immune to single-point failures. This means domestic production, allied imports, recycling, and flexible vehicle design. Only then can the American EV industry withstand global shocks and keep its electric future on track. As the dust settles, consumers and industry leaders must adapt with realism and clear communication. Car buyers should expect longer delivery times and possible price increases as automakers adjust. Transparency from automakers is key to maintaining trust during this turbulent period. Industry leaders must work with policymakers to secure smart, targeted solutions, like temporary exemptions, to keep production running. The crisis is a mandate for strategic change. Invest in domestic supply chains, recycling, and alternative motor technologies. Move beyond just-in-time efficiency to embrace just-in-case resilience. Diversify technologies and suppliers to de-risk the EV transition. The tariff threat exposes a vulnerability, but also an opportunity to rebuild stronger and more self-reliant. With patience, innovation, and decisive action, the American auto industry can keep its electric revolution powered on for the long haul. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel for more updates. Thanks.